Writing these cases about social innovation, I was just drawn to how motivated people were, how sophisticated they were in understanding the nature of the problems, and yet the natural state of these collaborations was that they broke down. What we found was very consistently across everybody, they defined success on three kind of like dimensions. We wanted to find a solution that scaled. If we didn't scale, we didn't succeed, right? Second is, because it's about social innovation and finding what works, we want this to disseminate. Like, we want to not just do something that works, but we want to teach other people in other places what works. And the third is, like, we want to become better through time in driving social innovation processes and integrating evidence into practice, right? And so we want to develop more capacity as members of whatever coalition we are to do this in the future. When you are in the world of social innovation, none of these things are there. You don't have clarity of inputs. You might have the illusion of clarity of inputs, but you don't have clarity of inputs. You certainly don't have clarity of outputs, right? All of these things are up for grabs. And so what ends up happening is that kind of uncertainty becomes an all-defining characteristic of these partnerships. The basic challenges, again, emerge because we don't have a shared organization, and so we don't have a shared set of agreements that help us figure out how to work together. We need to come up with a new agreement of some sort. That's one of the reasons why protective convening spaces matter, because they provide a space that provides justification for me to engage with them. But convening spaces also create a convening place where, while we're here together, it is clear that our identities, our incentives, the way we normally do things out there can be suspended for a bit because we're working together here. We need a broker, a translator, a mediator, because each of these stakeholders is actually very different and they all have very deep expertise, but they also have like almost ideological commitment to their view of the world, and they need to collaborate. Often the same word literally means different things to them. The natural tendency and trajectory of financing and international development has been to the question of accountability. And how do we make sure that you're accountable? They were able to structure financing agreements that were built for learning, that were very flexible in the terms. But at the same time, the trick was that they couldn't be too flexible. Given all the uncertainty that we have, what question can we tackle first? And then we will reconvene. And then we will determine what's the next question, and then we will reconvene. And so this idea of, rather than mapping a full linear implementation to the summit, recognizing that actually we don't really know what's going to happen beyond the first one. And so let's just agree that the first one is going to be this, and then we're going to reconvene, and then we're going to agree on what the next one is.